Hello everyone. Uh, Welcome to my quick end of the dungeon run review where I'm looking at the mods I got installed and thinking, oh god damn it, that's why the Falconer's journals didn't autosave. Uh well, so I'm just real quick. I like this one. It's like this a little bit. This one was just for the endless. I didn't do that much endless. I did a bit more variety. I liked it. Stacking inventory and the auto saving stuff is important. Better stagecoach as well. The boss reworks is the first really big thing that had happened. I gotta say, I kind of liked it. I got used to the old bosses, and what I'm giving it credit for is the bosses still felt like themselves. Like the goal from the description, the goal was to make the bosses a bit more distinct in the way they act and a bit more like unique twists to the fights that they present. And I liked it. If I feel like most of the times they got harder. I think actually all of the times they got harder. The only problems I had were, for example, with the incurred flesh and the drowned crew, kinda. They were a bit like you know drowned. For example, the flesh. I realized that they are all, whenever they got hit, a different effect happened depending on what appendage the flesh was right there. And the drowned crew had like cycled through each of the three crew members, did something, and then it buffed and debuffed itself, and then it gave different stats depending on which crew it is that does something. And I feel like this was a bit hard to get through. Like you see that, and for example, you see the flesh, and they all have different buffs, and then you attack, and then something happens. Sometimes a riposte happens or something, and you're like, what just happened? That's my only gripe with it. If I'm doing another run, I'm probably installing this mod again. I feel like that was a good one. It made boss fights a bit more interesting. I remember early on in this run where did I wipe? I almost wiped. I got wrecked the first time I fought the easiest boss, like the Necromancer. And it was different with the phases and all that, and I liked it. So I'd recommend this, and I would do this again. Prisoners, I'm not sure. That didn't do very much impact. These are important. I like that the additional trinkets. I liked more trinkets. I mean, here the classes. Marvin CEO. Install all the classes. If you're coming from the future and watching this, any mods this guy does, perfect. 10 out of 10. All of these are loved. Sister, Seraph, Thrall, Lamia, Falconer, amazing. Now Slayer is the one class. I mean, you realize from the playthrough I played very little with. It's an interesting class. Maybe it's a bit of me not seeing the uniqueness or the use in that, and also, I mean, it's not as bad as other classes. I kind of try to stay a bit on theme, on the art style of Darkest Dungeon with my class mods. That's why I didn't do. I mean, Twilight Knight of course is from something else, but I didn't just do 10 Dark Souls mods, for example. Even though those are the better ones. You could install some anime classes or something, and you'd be like, that's a bit far. So I think the Slayer has high quality. It's a different art style and all of that. So it's still fine. I don't know. For the future, there's probably different classes I'd try before reinstalling Slayer. I still like Cataphract a lot. I like all the additional healer classes a lot. With my rule of only having one of each class. You need more healer classes. This is fine. Librarian is amazing. I love me some Twilight Knight with the having a frontline melee attacker that can also help with stress is kind of interesting, because the other stress healers, you got the Jester, you got the Houndmaster, and then you got supportive stress healers like the Musketeer and the Crusader. It's kind of nice to have the Twilight Knight there as a stress healer. It is it's a very strong stress heal, I gotta admit, but I like the class a lot. Musketeer. I know there's many different Musketeer mods. I don't know on which category I chose this one, but I like this one a lot. It's like a parallel, like a huge parallel to the Arbalist, of course, but with having like stress heal instead of heal, and then the repose. That's a bit of an interesting twist to all of that. And I like the abilities, and I really enjoy this. And then the other two, like we got Cataphract and these two as the healers. I like him as well. I think Sia is the best class from Exilius. I know he has a few other classes. I think the last time I played a modded run, I had a few other classes of him in. This time I tried to restrict myself a bit more with the classes. Maybe if you guys have any other like mods you want me to play with, if I, as I said at the end of the last video, I'm gonna do Darkest Dungeon again, not immediately. So if you have any any mods, like you would say that I need to play the next time I play in Darkest Dungeon, when some of the huge mods are out, tell me in the comments. Likewise, if you have any like recommendations of games I should play or do a video series on for YouTube, tell me. I have nothing planned right now. Gotta see what I'm gonna like fill this in quotations marks time slot. I'm not really that organized, but yeah, I'm uploading Slay the Spire and then something else, and I don't know what that something else is. If you got any ideas, recommendations, requests, tell me in the comments. And yeah, so I gotta admit, I really enjoyed basically all of these mods. They're great. I hope you guys did as well. And again, thank you for sticking with me on this Darkest Dungeon playthrough. I hope you enjoyed it. And I'll see you around.